And as they broke in, I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm feeling helpless and hopeless because here it is, they bombarded our building, and I felt like I didn't have a leg to stand on. All because he kept singing, "This my father business."
With Hamilton & Childs Real Estate Planning Law Firm. With more than 25 years of experience in real estate, foreclosure prevention, probate law, and estate planning, such as wills, trusts, and transfer deeds, we decided that in 2023, we will take action to help families build legacies greater than the next 3 generations. We understand that one day we will become the ancestor, so we are taking the necessary actions to help families. Here, we share legal tools to share your heirlooms and regain ownership of our land. We will discuss wins, losses, learn how to hold on to our land, buy more land, pay taxes, and promote life insurance. Someone is saying, I wish I would have known that sooner. But if you can hear my voice, the time is now. If you are ready to ensure your legacy, your child's legacy, and future generations, like, share, follow, comment, and don't be afraid to schedule a consultation with your favorite real estate and estate planning attorneys. All links are in our bio. Hey, who you gonna trust?
Hi. Hello, my name is Eraka Childs, and I am one of the attorneys at Hamilton Childs Law. Today, we are visiting with one of our local pastors, and he's sharing with us what's occurred with his church's property and some of the dilemmas that they faced. He really wants to share and warn other pastors and other ministers about what they should be looking for and what they should be asking when they are acquiring property. So, Pastor, thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Well,
the former pastor, he sought us out, and he asked us would we come and join him because he was excited about the things that we were doing for the kingdom.
Oh, and so how long have you been in this building?
About since 2018.
And when did he pass away?
So around January. Well, the building wasn't not quite as nice as this. It needed a lot of repairs, and they didn't have like 2 or 3 members, so they couldn't do a lot of handiwork. So when we took over, we began to reconstruct the building, and we put a lot of money into what you see right now. And he really was looking for someone to take over the building that he had, because he didn't want anything to happen to the building.
Did he explain why he was looking at that point for someone to take over the building?
I guess mainly because it was like 2 or 3 months he only had. And then they was up in age. And he did not want the building to just run down.
Did he mention that he was the only owner? Or did that conversation never come out?
The conversation never came.
So who actually handed you the keys to the building?
He did, the former pastor.
And since that time, did you find out anything about the ownership of the property?
No. Well, he said that he was the owner. He was the pastor. And he's just looking for someone to succeed what he's doing right now. And he was just excited about the work that we were doing.
And did he mention any co-owners of the property?
No, he didn't.
So originally, were you paying any rental money to?
No, we was not. No.
Was there a lease in the beginning?
Well, he was just excited about us continuing the work of the Lord to keep it going. And then later on, as we continue to build a relationship, he said, well, let me put you guys under a lease so that you guys can have protection in case anything will happen. It was about at the end of 2019 that he decided, well, I'll tell you what, allow me to will you guys to build it just in case of my demise, because he didn't want anything to happen and he can continue the work of the Lord.
So in doing all of this, he was doing it under the calling of God?
Yes. Yes.
So after he passed away, what happened as far as your being in this building?
After he passed away, all of a sudden the son and a real estate agent, all of a sudden start popping up trying to strong arm us, saying, I'm about to sell this building because this was my father's business.
And
Yes.
while you had been, while the pastor was alive, actually paying under a lease to the pastor's wife. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
So, wow, that must have been really shocking to you to see the son pop up at your door making demands.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was to our surprise. And as they broke in, I'm sitting there watching them. And I'm feeling helpless and hopeless. Because here it is, they bombarded our building. And I felt like I didn't have a leg to stand on. All because he kept singing, this my father's building. Well, on that day, he changed the locks. And
Did he have a court order?
No.
Was there a sheriff with a court order?
No.
Did y'all receive notice as in the way that the property code says we should receive notice?
No. It was his way of strong arming us, saying that y'all need to get out because this is my father's building.
We have a saying actually in probate court. We say that nobody fights harder for property than somebody who didn't work for it. And in this situation, it sounds just horrible that he actually would come to the house of the Lord
Yes.
without doing his due diligence and
Yes.
into the facts of what really had occurred.
Yes.
So I'm sorry that you all had gone through that, and sorry that the neighborhood and
Wow.
the church community had
Yes.
to go through that.
Because we hired you guys, and you began to speak for us, and you gave us an assurance of your backing us.
That's right. That's right. There's a proper way to go about these matters. And when someone just goes and does things such as posting notices and locking up doors without following the law, then there are repercussions for that.
Yes.
And again, he had no idea what his father had wished for and what his father had willed.
Yes.
And you all have a will, correct?
Yes, we do.
And that will grants the church ownership of this building. What should have happened when a pastor or let's say someone who's a minister that owns property or oversees property, what should have happened is that when two organizations come to an agreement regarding real property, one of the first things that those organizations should do is make sure that they've retained real estate attorneys to represent each side. When someone approaches you and says, you can come over and you can take over our building, or you can take over our lease, or I'm deeding property to you, one of the things that has to be first and foremost on your mind is, does that individual have the authority to sign a deed? Does that individual have the authority to do a sublease? Does that individual have the backing of his or her board?
Yes.
And you want to make sure that you have copies of their documents that shows you that they have that authority.
Wow.
Now, usually because everybody's working in the ministry and they're really interested in sharing the word about Jesus and making sure that people are encouraged and really spreading the word. Lots of times people are so excited that they've been blessed with that opportunity, they forget that, okay, there's some legalities that we have to make sure are handled. There's a business side to it. And then you have to remember that you all are a nonprofit, you all are doing the work of God, y'all are spending money to invest in the community. So you really have to make sure that that money is going where it's supposed to go.
Yes.
Because sometimes you will come across people who will take their own self-help measures, like this, the deceased pastor's son, and think that they can just come in and lock doors and take out assets. And let me tell you, people, when somebody passes away, until a court authorizes someone to be the administrator of an estate, there's nothing that should be done as far as dispersing assets. The court must authorize the distribution of assets, payments of debt. So when people start just taking stuff and just start moving stuff around, that can be just a hot mess because the court hasn't authorized anyone to do that. I really want to encourage ministers, have your lawyers, have your real estate lawyers ready, have tax attorneys ready, right? Make sure that you do those title searches. Make sure that your entities are, one, still in good standing with the state, and make sure that you're in good standing with the IRS, and make sure that those entities that you're doing business with are the same. You know, a lot of ministries haven't been considering really utilizing trust, making sure that their organizations are beneficiaries of trust. That way, the property is protected. You don't have to worry about these misunderstandings regarding who the owners are.
Yes.
And there's just so many benefits that a church can have by having itself as beneficiaries of trust.
I can truly say this, trying to operate in integrity is just something that you just not educated on. And throughout this whole idea, it's really educating me in the things that we should do. And even the plans that I'm working on right now, because this is an eye-opener. There's something that has to be said and done on the business side that needs to take place. If not, I may have a son when I die come knocking on the door saying, it belongs to me. Or a daughter, it belongs to me. But in reality, I should have put that in writing while I was alive, while I was in my right mind, that this where this go, this where this go, who get this, who get that, and after I'm gone, everything is right there.
Pastor, I want to thank you for taking this time out for
Thank you.
chatting with me. We really appreciate you sharing your story. I know that this will be of a great benefit to a lot of ministers out there.
Yes.
Because what has happened to the church here is happening every day to churches in the United
Yes.
States.
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor, for your
Thank
time.
you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Latrice Martin here. Join me every Thursday as I interview some of the most knowledgeable experts in the industry as we discuss estate planning. I cannot wait to bring all of this information to you. I want you locked and loaded. Go tell your friends and your friends' friends. Talk to you soon.
Thank you again for joining What's the Law Live with Hamilton and Childs Law, the real estate planning law firm. Remember to subscribe, like, follow, comment, and share our content so that we may help more families build inheritance. Also, if you need personal assistance with your real estate or estate planning probate matter, please visit our website at www.law-hc.com and schedule a consultation with your favorite real estate or estate plan attorneys. As always, who you gonna trust?